Our school district has really great facilities, and we're pretty blessed as a community. Two very nice schools, but they're nice and we need to keep them that way. And so we look and we see things that are starting to age or deteriorate, systems that are starting to fail because they've been in place for some upwards of 50 years. And then I see programmatic things that need to happen, things that can improve the students' experience and give them more opportunities to learn. You know, I think a healthy environment, clean air, clean water, good lighting, pleasant surroundings. You know, everyone wants to be in a pleasant environment. So students are no different. I think it sets a tone. It's a source of community pride, but it also sets a tone for students and learning. When they're in a nice, clean environment that's well cared for, it does make them that much more productive. Well, my name's Matt Charlton, and I've been here now. This is my 6th year in Manson. I serve as a superintendent, which in a small town means I have a lot of different jobs, but it's one of the best jobs I've ever had. Our school district has really great facilities, and we're pretty blessed as a community. Two very nice schools, but they're nice and we need to keep them that way.
My name is Wayne Mackus. I have 2 kids in the school. I've been on the Manson School Board for about 3 years now. I mean, we need to invest, whether they're our kids or somebody else's kids, they're still going to run our country and be our leaders. And the more we put into them right now, the better off we're going to be in the future.
Well, I'm George Valencia. In our community, in the Hispanic community, it's a lot important that our kids go to the school because we don't have the opportunity, and we want our kids to take the benefit of the opportunity to go through the school.
My name is Gladys Castro and I'm a senior. I want to major in psychology and become a marriage and family counselor. I mean, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be prepared for college, and I feel like I will be prepared for college when I leave Manson. You're helping me even if you don't realize it.
What used to be called vocational, now it's career and technical education, but in the shop and in the the metals and those type of things, there's so much current technology that's being used out in the workplace right now. We have a really excellent welding program, and kids leave our school sometimes with certification, certified welders. But those kids need to have the most current forms of that, how that's being done. And we need to, like I said, get the tools in the hands of the kids, the teacher in the hands of the kids that they're going to be using in the next 20 years.
I'm Kevin Amston. I teach high school ag mechanics, animal science, and senior leadership, and I've been teaching for 31 years. A lot of our kids are going to be engineers. Some kids are going to be builders, some are going to be salesmen. But I think they're better people when they know the understanding of how a table goes together, how to design it, or how the theory behind an engine and how it works.
Some of the equipment is starting to become a little dated. Space-wise, we need to change the space. The way we have it currently configured, he has to take his kids and travel probably 75 or 100 yards through the school to another portion of the school where he has a classroom available that he can use for classroom settings, and a lot of the learning that they do is in the classroom. That's not the best use of time or management. Ideally, if we had a classroom connected to his shop, I think it'd just be a lot more productive, not to mention convenient.
I'm Matt Brown. I teach music from 5th to 12th grade. This year we have over 60 students, close to 70 students in the classroom. We're really crammed in there, so it's tough for students, flute players to get their flute up correctly. Trumpet players are kind of crammed in. I think music and band and choir are really important to having a well-rounded education.
We're very proud of our music program, and because of the strength of it and the good instruction that's happening there, we have a record number of kids in that classroom. And so with that comes a need for more space, more storage of the equipment, all of the instruments, just stands, all the different things that a music room needs.
My name is Ken Nelson. I'm the operations manager and athletic director. Well, without investment in the facilities, they'll deteriorate, and it'll cost more and more each year to bring them back up. The tunnels were originally put into the original building back in the 50s, and in those we have our freshwater lines. Those freshwater lines were made out of galvanized pipe, and galvanized pipe deteriorates over the period, and they are to the point, have so much rust in them that they have about half their original diameter. I have a hard time getting hot water down to the kitchen and sufficient pressure. Currently, the cook in the secondary has to keep much of her fresh, refrigerated and frozen items over at the elementary. And so she has to carry them over here every day in a vehicle. The ovens they're well over 20 years old. Kind of hard to maintain temperatures. It's increased time and frustration for her. It does affect the quality of the food. A larger refrigerator would provide us more flexibility with respect to what we do, so it would help them quite a bit. The intercom system was put in as a stopgap measure. It was something that was taken out of Navy ships back in the 80s. And so it's a fairly ancient piece of equipment. Right now we do have areas of the school that don't get the announcements. And if it happens to be an emergency, such as a fire, they would certainly hear the fire alarm, but they wouldn't know where the fire was. They wouldn't know where to go, which way to evacuate. Much of our roof is gravel. And once that gravel starts wearing away, the life expectancy of the roof is significantly deteriorated. That's where we are right now. The gravel is there, but because of all the shoveling we've had to do with snow and leaks we've had around drain piping and things like that, the gravel has deteriorated to a point where the undersheathing will be going here in the near future.
I'm Heather Ireland, and I'm the principal in Manson Elementary. If we teach today's students the way we taught yesterday's students, then we're robbing them of tomorrow. And we have some great technology in our school right now. And in order to better prepare our kids to be competitive, we have to systematically find ways to get the most current tools, technology tools, in the hands of our students.
I love when they teach because I learn new things. My name's Giselle and I'm in first grade.
It is our responsibility to prepare kids as best that we can, and part of that will be increasing their knowledge of, their familiarity with, their comfort in using technology.
Well, what's known in the community as the old gym, the gym that's been in the community now for almost 50 years. We recently did some remodeling in there, and using our current levy dollars that we get from our community, we repainted the whole gym, resurfaced the gym floor, and most importantly, we put new lights in. It was known as the darkest gym around, and put brand new lights in it. You just can't believe the difference in quality now. But the one remaining thing that needs to be done to make that gym viable for another 15, 20 years is we've got 2 sets of old wooden bleachers, the original wooden bleachers. We can no longer get parts for those bleachers. Our plan, or what we'd like to do, is to use one side, scavenge it, take the parts from that and make one side a working, operating, good set of wooden bleachers, but then pull that side out and put a new, modern set of the plastic style bleachers in, so that the student body can sit there for an assembly, and parents can come watch ball games, that type of thing. Having a nice athletic facility, and particularly a track and football, soccer field, it's not only important for your extracurricular program, but we have a PE program, and so we send our students out to participate in physical education. And right now our track is substandard. It's really just a dirt track, and it's overgrown and not level. In parts, it's probably not the safest thing to run on. And we have a growing track program. More and more kids involved each year. We sent, I think, 11 athletes to state last year. And those kids need to be able to practice and have a home meet. We don't host any meets. In fact, practice is usually on the road because it's a better running surface than our current track.
The poles are deteriorated. You can see some of the problems at the base of the poles, but the report we have from Kevin Medved, who climbs poles for a living, but he reports that the tops of the poles are even more deteriorated. And there will come a time when we may have to take them down before they break, and we may be going to all-day games as far as the football team is concerned.
There are kids, and when I say our, I mean that our community's kids, and whether we've had kids already go through the system or maybe we don't have any kids, but it's still our community's children, and those children are going to be making decisions for us when we're older. And so if we do a good job of teaching them values and teaching them how to think critically, they're going to be leading our city and our community and our country someday. So pretty important.